Hi guys, it's Majesty Bianca here again with the Financial Drive-Thru, where we try to give you an edge in the cryptocurrency and financial markets through up-to-date news, information, and pretty much everything that's going on in the space. Now, today we're going to be talking about exchanges, and actually one exchange in particular, and that's going to be Quadriga CX. If you haven't heard about them by now, chances are you're probably living under a rock, but not to worry, I got you. We're going to be talking about that real quick in this video, and I hope to at least shed some light on what's really going on with them and all the money that they've lost. Now, I know you hear this on every crypto YouTube channel, but I am not a financial advisor, and everything that I say on this channel is really based off of my own research and my own personal bias. So these are all my opinions. So I encourage you to do your own research and really just keep an open mind. It's the least we can do. And that said, let's drive through. And off to our first headline. The CEO of the crypto exchange Quadriga CX dies freezing access to investors $250 million. Now, this headline was since the 6th of February, and so, it's a bit dated right now. Everybody should have heard about this. I had friends and family members reaching out asking me if I actually had money in this exchange, so I did not. It is quite shocking to me that in 2019 we could actually have a headline like this, because the story just gets so much more incredulous every time I hear about it, every time I read about it. And to be honest, I really wasn't going to talk about this because, well, I'm quite pissed at the very idea that this could still happen to anyone. And yeah, just because the headlines keep popping up, I just figured, I might as well put my 2 cents in. So the gist of it is the CEO, Gerald Cotton, passed. And he was the only person with the passwords for about $250 million locked up in his cryptocurrency exchange. If that isn't stupidity, I don't know what is. It seems a bit too obvious that there should be multi-signature wallets used for these kind of things, just so that in case something like this happens, someone else would be able to access the money. But apparently they claim that they don't have that. And I say they claim because I'm not really buying it personally. I don't know if you are. And I have to say at this point that everything that I'm saying here is really not aimed at being insensitive towards his widow or his family, none of that. But it's something that we need to talk about because, this is a lot of money and there are people that are getting hurt, and there are huge implications on the cryptocurrency markets and, the general public's opinions about crypto if stuff like this is still allowed to happen or is happening. So I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt, but I'm also going to say that I don't buy it. So with that in mind, let's continue. Here they say, according to a statement on Facebook by his wife, Cotton died from complications from Crohn's disease on December 9th, 2018, last year. We didn't hear anything about this for a whole month all the way into this year. So, this is where issues start to rise, when there isn't anything clear going on and, it's just news that we're being fed. This whole thing would have been pretty smooth and, easy to handle if they had systems in place, or as expected. Investor protection is something that we're going to be talking about for a long time, especially with what's going on with the SEC, especially with what's going on with crypto adoption and how investors and institutional investors actually are trying to get into the space. Now, what we're looking at is we want a system where we could say people put X amount of money into crypto and they're secure. They can trust that, look, as long as they don't mess up by losing their private keys, that they're good. Now, the whole idea of an exchange is supposed to be like a medium where you can buy, sell cryptocurrencies and, trust that the company has done all the checks and all the things that they need to put in place to keep your money safe. Now, the problem we have with this is that there is a very, very popular saying in the cryptocurrency space where they say if you don't own the private keys to your crypto, then it's not really a Bitcoin or it's not really a crypto, depending on how you look at it. So when you think about it, it's really, really not safe to leave your money on an exchange. You are leaving it in a place where you have no control over your private keys. And I've talked about it in previous videos. I'm going to be linking them above me right now. But the thing that you need to understand is that if you keep your money on an exchange, one, they are responsible for keeping those private keys themselves, giving the exchange the right to decide for you anything that you do with your money. So if there's a hard fork, for example, if the exchange says they're not going to support that fork, then you're not going to get the new currency that was a result of the fork itself. So it's really down to their discretion. You don't own those private keys. Now, if you had something like maybe an Exodus wallet or a Jax wallet, or something where you can actually be totally in control of your private keys, you can decide how you want to store your money, and definitely you can decide on how you want to claim the new currencies that you get from hard forks by, well, following a couple steps, following a couple processes. But either way, it's your money. You can do what you want with it, and you are fully responsible for your cash. Now, it's quite sad to think that we could hear about this kind of thing in 2019, because, I mean, we saw what happened with Mt. Gox, and all the people who've been expecting Mt. Gox to actually come back, I'm really sorry. Well, their former CEO has already announced that he's not going to start it up again. There was something called Mt. Gox Rising, or Gox Rising, and it was supposed to be this movement to try and bring everything back and, hopefully pay back all the people that are being owed. And that would have been great. That would have actually been great. But the truth about it is we keep making the same mistakes in crypto over and over again. So I don't want to look at it from the angle everybody's been looking at it, like about whether or not it's a scam or whether or not he's still alive. We'll get into that, where we'll touch it briefly. But the general issue that I have with this whole thing is investor protection. We are at a critical stage in the crypto space where we're trying to bring people into the space. We're trying to bring new money in, and we're trying to see if we can get back to all-time highs and all that. But then if people who don't know so much about crypto and who are really scared about how to handle their funds and want to trust exchanges, I know a lot of people who are perfectly comfortable keeping their money on exchanges because A, they get all the new currencies that come from forks, and they also don't have to worry. Well, they think they don't have to worry about, anything, handling their money safely, losing their key, losing their passwords and all that. I mean, yes, you still have to worry about losing your passwords, but think about it this way. It's not exactly in your hands. I personally think there are only two good reasons you might want to keep your money on an exchange. One is going to be from the point of a cryptocurrency trader and retail investor. You have your money on an exchange and you want to be able to leverage quickly on the changes in price in the crypto markets. So say, for example, there's a surge in price and you want to quickly sell and take advantage and take some profits off the top. You already have your money on an exchange. You can do this real quick. But then again, the crypto market moves real fast sometimes, and you may be late if you have to be transferring X amount of Bitcoins from one place to another just to be able to make that trade work. So having your money on an exchange does help you. It gives you the advantage of speed in the market. You can make fast decisions and regret fast decisions. But I mean, it's all there. It's right there for you. You can do it real quick. I'm guilty of leaving some of my cash on some exchanges myself, but then again, that is not the bulk of my portfolio. The second reason I'd say people benefit from leaving their money on exchanges is in times when there's a hard fork coming up and you want to claim a new currency. Now, what most people do is they quickly move their funds to an exchange that supports the hard fork, and then they leave it there until after the hard fork and they've made the new currency, then they transfer out. So that's another approach people can do, rather than leaving it there indefinitely. But back to the news, we've rambled on a lot. Now, the issues that most people are having and why most people feel it's a scam is mostly fueled by the fact that his death certificate was from India. Now, this article is talking about a guy called Connor Woodman, right? And this whole gist comes on the 7th anniversary of Connor Woodman's death. Now, the problem with this is that Connor Woodman is still very much alive and well. So who's Connor Woodman, you ask? He's a UK-based author, director, and TV personality who hosts a show called Scam City on National Geographic. Now, back in 2012, he was able to purchase his own death certificate in New Delhi for about, $450 at the time. And so that was his death certificate. He got that real cheap. And so he talks about it as a clip out here. I'm going to put everything in the details section. So if you're interested in this kind of stuff, definitely check it out. And he basically talked about all the things he had to do, the steps he took to get his death certificate, and what he could do with it if he wanted to make life insurance claims. So now in the case of Quadriga, right, many of Quadriga's users don't believe he's dead. You would see there's a lot of stuff going on Reddit. And I mean, his company, like we said, is seeking creditor protection in Nova Scotia, right? And the court actually granted a 30-day stay of proceedings against the company, time to search for the funds, time to see if they can come up with something to actually appease these people, which kind of makes sense. The main problem with this thing, I said it at the beginning of this video, was that Quadriga actually took a whole month before they even announced that Cotton was dead. And get this, just a few weeks before he passed, I really should stop doing air quotes because it's a bit too suggestive, but just before he passed, he actually signed his will. So get this, they take a month to announce that he's dead. He signs a will a few weeks before he dies. And then think about it, a CEO of such a big company in Canada isn't necessarily the person that should physically travel to India. They're going to open a few orphanages in India. And I mean, that's all well and good. That's all great stuff. But these are the things that have actually made people have some doubts. Now I'm opening up a Reddit page on the subject actually, and if we take a look at the comments that are here, people are saying it's so obvious that he faked it. People should gather his photos and post it everywhere, make sure there's nowhere he can hide. Someone else says the cold wallets don't exist. The company was running out of cash and out of crypto because it was lost through gambling, mismanagement, or whatever. Now, Jerry knew he was going to die, so he went on a trip to India to make it seem like it was unexpected. He may have asked the doctors in India to expedite his death by drinking poison. Oh my God. So everybody obviously seems to have an opinion. I want to know what you are thinking about this. And if you're into conspiracies and you want to know more about the conspiracy behind this subject, I definitely would encourage people to check out this one. I saw this video. It's from CoinSpice. And it's titled The Truth About Quadriga CX. It's about 11 minutes, so it's just about 11 minutes, so it's not too long to watch. What I really want people to take away from this video are the dangers of leaving your money on exchanges. Again, we saw what happened with Mt. Gox. We've seen what's happening over here. And this would probably not be the end of this. We're going to see exit scams. We're going to see a lot of stuff. And it is up to you. And this is the thing. It is up to you to manage your cryptocurrencies safely. It's up to you to keep your private keys as securely and safely as possible. There's a lot of hard work that's going into making the crypto space work. The SEC is on their own issue right now. They're trying to make sure they can regulate this stuff. Investors, institutional investors are looking for an opening to come in. And stuff like this doesn't exactly help to drive that, going forward, because there's just a lot of people who are going to turn their backs on crypto simply because of this. I just really want to remind people, if you don't know how to handle cryptos, do your research before you even get into it. And yes, this could happen to anybody. Make sure you form the habit of not leaving all your crypto in one place. I mean, even if you have your private keys, you may want to use 3 to 4 to 5 wallets if you can. Also, you should probably get yourself a Ledger Nano hardware wallet. I recommend them. They're actually quite easy to use. You could also get yourself a Trezor wallet. I'm going to put links in the details section of the video so you can check them out. If you want to pick one up from their site using my link, I'd appreciate that. It supports the channel, and I mean, these are things that I want everybody to do. We need to be vigilant going forward. We are smack in the middle of a bear market, and I mean, there are sayings that the bear market is the best place to get into crypto because I mean, you're getting coins at discount prices and all. There's so many memes of people saying when crypto was at 18K, 19K, 20, people were going, oh, when is a good time to buy? And then now it's all the way down to 3,000 and people are still scared of buying. So I mean, it is your choice. Decide what you're going to do. It doesn't even have to be Bitcoin. It could be one of the other promising altcoin projects. But decide what you're going to do with your money and try and keep your money safe. Because at the end of the day, pointing fingers doesn't really help anyone in crypto. The money is gone, right? And while right now there are rumors that Quadriga CX is still moving funds to wallets that they claim they can't access, I mean, we need to think about this. This is stuff that's happening right now, and a lot of lives are being affected. So I want everyone to be vigilant. If you're watching this channel, if there's anything you take away from this video, you need to be vigilant with your crypto, okay? Do some research, take some extra time to keep your money safe for your peace of mind and also to help the entire cryptocurrency community. It's the least we can do. So where are we today? Quadriga CX pleads empty accounts in front of the Supreme Court. They're claiming they don't have money. They're claiming they can't access it. And again, I'm talking a lot of money. $70 million in real money and $190 million in Bitcoins and other advanced resources couldn't be reimbursed to the 115,000 cryptographic money brokers that they owe. And so, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's going on here that stinks. It stinks. It reeks of injustice. It reeks of a scam. And I'm going to have to say it. But I mean, we also still do not want to be insensitive just in case any of this is true. So I'm going to also ask that if you put down comments, you are also a bit considerate of the fact that this may or may not, be true. I just want to ask us to try and keep this as clean as possible. Air your opinions, but try not to be as abusive as I know a lot of people want to be on the internet. So as of today, the major news is that the Canadian judge has postponed his decision on the Quadriga CX exchange fiasco. Looking right into that, they're saying about a dozen lawyers are participating in the process, defending the interests of 115,000 affected users, right? Now, the plaintiffs are demanding a refund of $52 million in fiat and $142 million in bitcoins and other digital currencies. Now, the case is being led by Michael Wood. He's the judge of the Supreme Court of Nova Scotia. And right now, it's no surprise he's not in a hurry to make a decision because, well, there are so many different angles to look at it and he wants to have all the facts before he makes a decision. So he's probably putting this off until next week, and that's probably when we're going to hear more about this. So everybody hang on, hold on to your seats, try and figure out what's going on. And again, do your research in this time, please. If there's anything we need to do, we need to make all these things like a learning curve for people, okay? So this shouldn't make you shy away from handling crypto. This should actually make you want to understand how to avoid a lot of these mistakes. That's the way I want to see things. So again, let me know what you think about this, and I hope this video has at least helped shed some light. Again, I'm going to link all the articles and the video, the conspiracy video, in the details section, so I encourage you to check that out. And so that's all we're going to say on this subject. If there's any updates on this, probably next week, we're going to just highlight it. I won't make a dedicated video like this over this, but yeah, let me know what you think about this. And if you like this video, you know what to do. Smash the like button, hit the subscribe button, and stay tuned for more. My name is Majesty Ibianga, and this has been another edition of the Financial Drive-Thru. Thank you. I'll see you on the next one.